Feeling great. We're in LA doing training camp now, last camp for the fight. So coming for Chicago, kill everybody. See you guys there.
DDP, man, he is something else. For so long we thought he just was bad. He's not. He's really good. He's like really, really good.
DDP and Khamzat, who do you think wins that fight?
Honestly, Chimaev is going to get him to the ground. If he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins. I think if you can't get Dricus out in the first, which Chimaev can do, his first round finish is his thing. But if he doesn't get him out of there, I think Dricus, he's a guy that if you don't get rid of, kind of wins.
Khamzat Chimaev has finally entered his last training camp ahead of his title fight against Dricus Du Plessis. He appears dialed for his long-awaited title shot at UFC 319. After a long build-up, he's making sure every detail is covered as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. On the other hand, Dricus Du Plessis is also looking very confident to defend his belt. DDP is not afraid of Khamzat's elite grappling skills, and he thinks that he can beat the Russian fighter even after getting taken down.
But then he has to deal with me on the ground, and he has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take Khamzat down? Absolutely. I'm not scared of Khamzat wrestling. I'm not evading. I'm not trying to stay off the ground with Khamzat. That's the mistake everybody makes.
The intensity of this matchup is unmatched, and that's why the UFC pros also couldn't resist predicting their winner for this fight. Former UFC champion Robert Whittaker thinks Khamzat Chimaev's best chance comes early. He expects a fast start with a takedown, but if Dricus Du Plessis survives the opening round, he believes the momentum will shift out of Khamzat's favor.
A title fight that is coming up as well. Two guys that you've been in there with. How do you see that one playing out between Dricus and Khamzat?
Yeah, I think Khamzat will definitely take Dricus down. I just think if he doesn't finish him there, I don't think he wins the fight.
Robert Whittaker also views Chimaev's wrestling as his biggest weapon, but isn't sure he can maintain that intensity against Dricus Du Plessis over the full 5 rounds.
How do you stop his takedown? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Dricus will stop Chimaev's takedown.
Okay.
I like it. It's like, oh, mate, trust me, it's kept me up at night. I've been just running it back.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a way, but it's tricky. Okay, because once he gets his hand on you, once you back up on that fence, he's going to stay there on you. Now, can he do that? Can he? Because I believe he will get Dricus down. He will control him for a round. But if he can't put him away, what does he look like coming out in round 2?
Yeah.
And then let's say he does it again. What does he look like coming out in round 3? And then we've got that Usman fight again. Okay, and Dricus, like, he's got a gas tank.
Yeah.
He's got that dog in him. He can. If you don't put him away, he'll keep fighting. Like, he'll keep coming at you with his bombs and his punches and his kicks. He'll keep doing it.
Gilbert Burns also sees Dricus Du Plessis as a serious problem for Khamzat Chimaev. Based on their training sessions, he believes Dricus has the strength, cardio, and power to turn things around if he survives the early pressure. In his view, the longer the fight goes, the more it favors the champion.
I train with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. You know, I think Chimaev is going to start very strong like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's gonna pass, and then he's gonna be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is gonna beat Chimaev and remains the champion.
Meanwhile, Arman Tsarukyan shared that he's been impressed with Khamzat Chimaev's recent progress and sharpness in training. He said the energy in Khamzat's team feels focused and motivated. While Arman didn't rule out the idea of teaming up at some point, he emphasized how much he respects fighters who are pushing hard toward the title, and he's always willing to help those chasing greatness.
Hello everybody, I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion. So far, his camp going well. He's healthy. He has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him whatever they need. If they need the wrestling, I'll wrestle. If they need the striking, I'll strike. So I'm here to help, and I want him to be a UFC champion.
Arman Tsarukyan believes Khamzat Chimaev isn't going to switch things up against Dricus Du Plessis, saying he always fights the same way. Responding to Dricus's bold offer of $10,000 for every takedown Khamzat lands, Arman joked that if Dricus is serious, he'll end up handing over all his money because Khamzat will take him down repeatedly.
Without giving anything away, of course, what is a good strategy Khamzat is looking at in terms of going at Dricus?
He does every fight the almost same things, and he's not gonna change anything. DDP thinks that Khamzat not gonna take him down.
He said he'll give him. I saw on Twitter. Dricus said he'll give him $10,000 for every time he's able to take him down.
If he's really think like he's gonna pay his $10,000, he's not gonna make money from that fight. He's gotta give all his money to Khamzat.
Similarly, Bilal Muhammad also sided with Khamzat Chimaev in the matchup, urging fans not to overlook his gas tank. While he recognized Dricus Du Plessis' unorthodox style, he felt Chimaev could take control if he stayed patient early and didn't waste energy chasing takedowns right away.
Who do I got, DDP or Chimaev? Honestly, I mean, I think too many people are counting out Chimaev's cardio. I think where Khabib said it best, if he stands up with him and strikes with him, I think he'll do well. DDP is an awkward style, but he does get hit a lot. And he breaks a lot of guys with fatigue. If Chimaev doesn't come out super hard in the first round, trying to take him down and letting out all his energy, I think he'll be fine if he keeps it standing. And then maybe the later rounds, you try to wear on him a little bit, but you don't want to go out for that kill in the first round. And DDP just plays defensively. He's strong, obviously. And then you end up burning yourself out for 4 rounds. So he needs to be smart, especially in this 5-round fight. But I got Chimaev. I think Chimaev's a lot crisper on the feet and definitely crisper on the ground.
On the other hand, Kamaru Usman called Khamzat versus Dricus one of the most thrilling matchups of the year. He expected a fast-paced, all-out battle between 2 elite fighters and felt it had the potential to become a fan-favorite classic.
Khamzat Chimaev, an incredible fighter, very, very, very tough fighter. Has been hit with a few tests. Obviously, myself, obviously Burns. So, and he's passed. So, I'm excited to see how that fight goes with himself and Dricus Du Plessis. I think that's a phenomenal fight. Both guys tough, extremely tough. So that's one of the fights I'm looking forward to the most this year.
UFC legend Michael Bisping praised Khamzat Chimaev's intensity, saying he fights like a storm from the opening bell. He described him as someone who doesn't let opponents settle, constantly pushing the pace with bad intentions. Bisping said that this pressure-heavy style has made Khamzat one of the most dangerous finishers in the sport, and it's a big reason why he's remained undefeated.
Khamzat Chimaev is a force of nature, and he only knows how to fight one speed, and that's why people really enjoy watching this guy fight. He goes forward, he's a straight-up killer, he's looking to take you down, do damage, knock you out, squeeze your head off. Whatever it is, he's trying to do damage right from the opening bell. And that's what he's done to almost everybody. 14 wins, 12 stoppages.
Michael Bisping said Khamzat Chimaev's toughest fights came when he couldn't finish early and had to go the distance. He believes a 5-round war with Dricus Du Plessis will be a true test of Khamzat's endurance and ability to maintain his pace.
Only time he's gone to a decision is twice against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And we know what happened there. He got a little bit tired. And against Kamaru Usman, well, he was kind of lucky to get that decision. I'm not talking shit about Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's phenomenal. But I think he's got some problems here going 5 rounds against Dricus Du Plessis. We've never seen him go 5 rounds. But we do know the man is a finisher, he is a phenom, he's a freak of nature, he's a strong son of a bitch, he's a great wrestler. He might not have the accolades of a Bold Nickel, but holy shit, when it comes to being effective, Khamzat Chimaev is right up there. He's one of the best finishers that we have in mixed martial arts right now. In fact, I will say the 2 best finishers in all of MMA right now, Tom Aspinall and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat 14 fights, 12 stoppages, 2 decisions, as I said earlier. And I'm telling you, he's going to try and finish Dricus Du Plessis straight away.
However, Eddie Alvarez finds it difficult to bet against Khamzat Chimaev due to his power and aggression. At the same time, he sees Dricus Du Plessis as unpredictable and gritty, with the kind of mindset and cardio that makes him hard to count out.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really, watching him aesthetically, it don't all look perfect. It's very like, it doesn't look, aesthetically it doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2, Dricus.
Meanwhile, Mike Perry said Dricus Du Plessis has the size, strength, and grit to cause real problems for Khamzat Chimaev. While he respected Chimaev's skill, he gave the edge to Dricus in a head-to-head matchup.
I think DDP's big and strong and scary-ish. Like, he's a good guy, but like when he's in that ring, he's really powerful. Chimaev lets us think he's not as smart as he is. He has game plans. Chimaev's been a terror in the UFC. He's really taken a lot of it over, and we're all excited to see him compete. DDP's been really humble, but very, very courageous, very strong. I think DDP wins if they fight.
Furthermore, Chael Sonnen reacted to this matchup, saying he understands why Khamzat Chimaev is the favorite against Dricus Du Plessis and admitted he would probably pick him. Still, he wasn't fully confident in how the fight would play out. He said the key would be the opening round. If Chimaev controls it early, things could shift quickly in his favor. But if Du Plessis handles the pressure and defends well, the momentum might swing his way as the fight continues.
Is it a surprise that Chimaev is a favorite? No, I would expect him to be. But I also feel as though if I were predicting this today, I would lean Chimaev. As long as you didn't ask me a follow-up question. Like if I told you, hey, I think Chimaev's gonna beat Dricus, okay, great. If we all get up and walk out of the room, we're fine. The problem is if you're gonna ask me how. How is he gonna beat him? Because I am not fully confident that Chimaev can take him down at will. I'm not fully confident he can keep him there. We're going to know in the very first round. If Dricus gets taken down in the first round, things are going to unravel very quickly. But if he can defend a takedown for the entire first 5 minutes, it's only going to get easier to stay on your feet after that. It's an exciting match. I would expect Chimaev to be the favorite.
Chael Sonnen questioned whether Dricus Du Plessis could shut down Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling or even reverse it. He pointed out that while Khamzat usually dominates early, this time the matchup feels far more even, which makes the fight a lot more interesting than it looks on paper.
Is he good enough to defend the takedowns of Chimaev? Let's go further with it. Is he good enough to take Chimaev down? I've never seen Chimaev lose a stand-up fight. I want you to know how good Dricus is at a stand-up fight. Do you believe that Chimaev can tackle this man? Chimaev has gotten on top of everybody with no exception inside of 5 minutes. And you guys remember the Robert Whittaker fight? He came right across the ring, got him right down right away. Chimaev versus Dricus feels different. What a match. Dricus Du Plessis, world champion. It's not quite as obvious that he couldn't go with Alex Pierre. It's not quite as obvious as it felt. It's not quite as obvious that he can't go with Chimaev. Things feel very different right now.
On the other hand, Movsar Evlov backed Khamzat Chimaev without hesitation. He felt Dricus Du Plessis wouldn't be able to handle the wrestling and pointed to Chimaev's dominant win over Whittaker as proof. For him, Khamzat's power and pressure make him a major threat from the start.
Who do you think wins that fight between DDP and Khamzat?
I don't think that Du Plessis is wrestling even close to Khamzat. When we watch fight with Whittaker, he just take him down and he just like break him. So nobody did this against Whittaker before, and Khamzat still have big power of punching, right? He can just turn off your light by one punch.
Yeah, but DDP looked crazy strong and big in his last fight against Sean Strickland. Khamzat's not a really big 185er. He's got to be like 190 pounds fighting at 185. He's cutting to
I think
5 pounds.
he even bigger than Du Plessis. Yeah.
No way.
Of course
No
he
way.
is, bro. He's big. He's big and strong as hell. Yeah. I don't know how much it's in pounds, but he more than 100 kg.
Israel Adesanya also expects a wild clash between two unpredictable fighters, but leaned toward Dricus Du Plessis to get the win, possibly by a late finish. He saw Khamzat Chimaev's best chance coming early and described the matchup as a collision of chaos, with Dricus having the edge.
Not bad, but I still think Dricus gets it. I think just late finish, late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds, or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic evil. That's literally what this fight might be. Chaotic good versus chaotic evil.
Israel Adesanya broke down Dricus Du Plessis' style as chaotic but effective. He said Dricus keeps pressing forward, landing awkward shots that somehow work. While the approach looks messy, Adesanya admitted it's tough to deal with and deserves credit for consistently delivering results.
I think Khamzat with DDP will be next. Who knows when that's gonna be?
He does the craziest shit and somehow he lands. Or somehow he'll miss some punches.
He's stubborn, man. It's even funny to watch. I give him all the respect. He's so good at what he does, no matter what. What did I say before? He's the best fighter in the world. But somehow he makes it look good.
Marab's kind of like the same way. Even Bilal.
Nah, Marab strikes better.
It's the mixing of the fight.
Yeah, mixing. In MMA, there's always phases. Like there was a phase where the strikers were on top. So it's a trend. And then people see enough tape. We know how to handle this now. Now we have to reshuffle the deck.
Jared Cannonier, on the other hand, prefers not to make predictions anymore. He feels both fighters bring high-level skills and that it's impossible to know how things will unfold. For him, it's more about watching a great fight than picking a side.
I don't favor none of them. I don't favor anybody. You know, I've come to the conclusion that I just can't not pick fights. You know what I mean? It's just not. It's nothing. Something that I never liked doing, but especially after the Adesanya fight, because I was pretty confident that Adesanya was going to be able to do what he was doing in the first round and win the fight. But he was doing what I thought he was going to be able to do, and still lost the fight. So both of those guys have tools, and I'm sure they're going to both employ their tools to the best of their ability. The question is going to see who's going to be the one to prevail. I don't know, but I'm excited to see.
Furthermore, Paulo Costa leans slightly toward Dricus Du Plessis. He sees it as a close battle, but feels Dricus can weather the early storm and take over if the fight drags into the later rounds, where Khamzat's pace might fade.
But I think Dricus is more solid. He can resist the very first rush from Chimaev, gourmet chain, and then we never know after the third round how Chimaev can, if he can sustain his energy after the third round. So I think this is my question.
On the contrary, Darren Till predicted a quick finish for Khamzat Chimaev, saying the fight wouldn't go past 2 rounds. He praised Chimaev's mindset and work ethic, and while he acknowledged Dricus Du Plessis' awkward style, he felt Chimaev's level is far beyond.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds. I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows. I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done.
Sean Strickland gave a blunt breakdown of the fight, saying everything depends on Dricus Du Plessis stopping the takedowns. Based on his own time training with high-level wrestlers, he believes if Dricus keeps the fight standing, he takes it, but if not, it could go the other way.
Do you think, he beats DDP, or do you think DDP retains?
It's hard. So those little Chechen fucks, I don't want to say Chechen, he's not Chechen, he's Swedish, but those little Chechen whore, they can grapple. And someone like me, who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple them. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him.
Yeah.
But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I mean, I sparred the Chechen whore, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like stop that counter? Are you gonna be able to counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard. You just gotta like, it's not hard. Yeah. But you know, I've been training these little terrorists for forever. So it's like, I just gotta know how to do it.
Additionally, Jason Mayhem Miller broke down the matchup as a tough puzzle for Dricus Du Plessis. He pointed out that Khamzat Chimaev brings a tricky mix of striking and grappling, making him unpredictable. For Mayhem, the key factor could be who manages their gas tank better as the fight goes deeper.
Khamzat, this kind of thing is, all right, so now do you counter wrestle? Do you find your striking exchanges working when you push the guy backwards? And can you do that without overshooting and getting taken down? Do you want to get taken down and make a scramble and this? No, probably not. Du Plessis has work cut out for him. Like, he has to kind of figure this enigma out of a dude who can kickbox pretty good with this European style kickboxing and also really high level grappling. I don't know. I think it'll come down to who's in the best shape, who's the best conditioned. That's really the end of that. Happy birthday, August 16th. We're going to see that one.
Mayhem slightly favored Khamzat Chimaev, pointing to his lifelong grappling background as a key advantage. He felt that experience helps Khamzat stay calm and conserve energy, especially in high-pressure scrambles. While he gave Du Plessis credit for his strength, he questioned if that size would hold up in a grinding, grappling-heavy fight.
Chimaev, you know, because he has like this special ingrained, and I say this because you start the kids young and they just get a little extra something, you know, there's a little bit of extra feel. There's another 10,000 hours put on top of their athleticism because they've been doing this for so long, grappling especially. And Du Plessis is an excellent grappler, but what it comes down to is being able to relax during those grappling exchanges and not use that much energy. His body is big, but he's like a bigger human being, not necessarily just a big muscle-bound guy like Du Plessis. He's like Du Plessis has the frame of a lighter man, but has put on muscle to compete at the higher weight class. Yeah, Chimaev might have an edge, might be an upset there.
Meanwhile, Stephen Thompson viewed the matchup as a tough test for Khamzat Chimaev, especially if it goes deep. He felt Dricus Du Plessis' strength and awkward style could become a problem over 5 rounds and leaned toward Dricus if he gets past the early danger.
Oh man, I think it's a tough one for Khamzat Chimaev. Du Plessis, his awkwardness makes him very difficult to deal with. He's got great grappling. He's a very strong opponent. If he can weather the storm in a 5 and a round fight, I'm leaning towards Du Plessis. You know, we saw what Gilbert Burns did, but obviously Khamzat Chimaev, he's made some changes. You know, he's evolving, he's getting better, he's strong. Oh man, I would love to see Du Plessis win it. I'm leaning towards Du Plessis because I think it's a very tough fight. Very tough fight. Khamzat's notorious for fatiguing later on in the rounds, and if it's a 5-round fight, Du Plessis it is.
However, Rainier de Ridder doesn't see Khamzat Chimaev as the scariest threat at middleweight. He pointed to other fighters with sharper movement and higher fight IQ, saying they might present more difficult challenges despite Chimaev's strengths.
Do you feel like Khamzat's the most feared opponent in your division?
Not by me. I think there's better fighters in the division, to be honest. More complete guys. I think we don't really talk about them as much. But the French guy, what's his name?
Imavov?
He's very complete. He moves very well, very relaxed, very smart when he fights. I think that might be a harder fight, to be honest. But Khamzat is, of course, is a great fighter.
So that's all we have from today's video, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. Share your thoughts about Khamzat versus DDP's matchup in the comments section, and subscribe to our channel to get more updates about their ongoing beef.